Hi there, I'm Claiborne Davis, and welcome to my 12 days of mobility and strength. In the spirit of the season, usually we have the 12 days of Christmas. I've decided to do a 12 days of mobility and strength. I'm starting this I'm starting this on a day that will not land us on Christmas by the 12th day, but it will land us on New Year's Eve by the 12th day. So Merry Christmas early to you, or Happy Holidays if you don't celebrate Christmas. Each of these days I'll try to offer something a little bit different that will be mobility related, strength related, or both. Trying to keep it within 5 to 10 minutes each time too. So without further ado, let's get into this. As always, listen to your body. If you need to back off of something, please do that, because I'm not there with you to ensure that you're doing something that might be anatomically insidious. I hope not, but make sure you back off of something if you need to, and make it harder if you want to also. This first routine we'll do today is all on the floor. And you don't necessarily need to be particularly warmed up for this, but you can be if you want to. So we'll start off with a few variations of the yoga poses cow and cat pose, but seated, so it's an orientation shift. In a seated position, and we'll do about 10 rounds of each, not 10 rounds, but 10 repetitions. Now, I should say 9 repetitions, because the first one is the first one. It's not the repetition. But you know what I mean. All right, seated cow and cat pose. Let me just show you first. So you would go into spinal flexion, get rounded, and then spinal extension, get unrounded, essentially. Seen from the side, here's your rounded position. We're also going into a posterior tilt of the pelvis, and then an anterior tilt of the pelvis with extension. I'm focusing less on the breath here and more on the movement, but you're welcome to include intentional breathing in this also. So here we go. We'll start with this. So let's actually pull ourselves forward first, in the tradition of how cow and cat pose is traditionally done breathing-wise in an all-fours position. So pull yourself forwards and then back. There's 10. I'll do a 10 breath count, or 10 count. We'll do this 10 times. Let's say that. All right? So there's 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's do that with the legs crossed the other way. It may seem like a small change, but even just the slightest change in position can perhaps impact the way the tissues are involved in any given exercise or position. This time, I will kind of undo a little bit of what I said we wouldn't do. We will try to focus on breathing a little bit more here. So you can inhale as you pull yourself forward, and then exhale as you go back. And we'll do a 10 countdown again. So forwards, back, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, include your head on this if you want to, 2, 1. And by head, I actually mean neck. Cervical extension and flexion. I didn't mention it earlier on, but if you come back for additional viewings of this video, then you can add that in. Then, oh, whoops, I'm getting ahead of myself. Little tease there. We'll do something I call the vertical jump rope. So it's moving your spine like a jump rope, but it's done vertically. So you're kind of moving in an ellipse here. So it looks like this. You move as if your rib cage is initiating the movement here. But if your spine does not move in such a fluid way necessarily, it can be a little more sort of an austere position, if you like, in your torso, and just kind of pivot from your pelvis. But we'll go with the first version, since that's the way I'm going to show you. 10 rounds clockwise, then 10 rounds counterclockwise. So here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Change. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Change the way the legs are crossed. Quickly, we'll do 10 one way, 10 the other way. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nicely done. So now we'll change things up and take what had been your front leg. In my case, it was the right leg this time. And then take it through a windshield wiping motion. So we'll do this 10 times, right? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And that was all just in front of the body, kind of in the hip flexion position, just in the attempt to keep this somewhat succinct. We'll just do that one anatomical position in front of the body. Now we'll go into this figure 4 position. My left foot is in front of my right thigh. We'll revisit cow and cat poses, but with this new positioning in the lower body. So your right hip will probably be off the floor a little bit here. Left hip will definitely be on the floor. So 10 rounds of this. Here we go. So going back and then forward. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nicely done. So let's do that on the other side. So now your right leg stays crossed in front of you. Your left leg is in front of you a little bit. And 10 rounds of windshield wiping the left leg. So we'll start with the leg a little bit closed and then open. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Then your left leg goes behind your right foot. Left hip will most likely be off the floor here. Right hip is on the floor. If you need to put a yoga block or a pillow, something like that, under your floating hip, then please do that for comfort. As I always like to say, you can modify anything by not doing it. All right, so cow and cat pose, 10 rounds with the legs organized in this way. All right, starting here, so we'll go 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nicely done. Next, we'll do a little flow between something I call pigeon-ish, for lack of a better term, because it's kind of like pigeon pose in yoga, but not exactly. So you're kind of re-embodying this figure 4 position with the lower body. And then the pigeon-esque part of this, pigeon-ish part of this comes in leaning over, in this case, the left leg. I'm not mirroring you, by the way, if you're thinking I'm doing that. So, because I'm going to mess up my lefts and rights if I do that. So pigeon comes in folding over my left leg. I'm on my left hand and right forearm. And then the forearm and hand are trying to push isometrically toward the right to reinforce this feeling of rotating. Sometimes you get a little chiropractic adjustment in the midst of that. Your left leg pretty much stays as is the whole time. Then you do this little fancy choreographical transition of crossing the right leg over the left and either left hand outside of right knee or left elbow outside of right knee, depending on how you're feeling. So 10 rounds of that. Do fewer, do more, depending on how you're feeling. And you can also move at a different pace from how I tell you on the screen here. So let's go. 10 rounds, and then down we go. So here's starting 10, 9, 8, left leg staying still the whole time, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And let's switch sides. Yes, your psychic powers are working. We're doing this on the other side, as you predicted. So now I have my right foot in front of my left thigh. Modify this as you need to, and let's get going, which might entail not doing it at all. Listen to your body. All right, so this time, as we go over, it's the left forearm and right hand. To me, that's what feels like reinforcing, best reinforces the rotation I'm trying to do toward the right. So my left forearm and my right hand are trying to push toward the left in order to help the spine rotate a bit more to the right. Then you're in this moment of sort of the floating leg on the left side, and then it crosses over. Hand outside of your knee or elbow outside of your knee, second option of which gives you a bit more rotation, I would say. 10 rounds, let's go. 3, 2, 1. Thumbs up on this exercise, right? Left forearm, right hand. 10. 9. I did the hand the first time instead of the elbow. 8. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. Peace, man. And 1. Last exercise today. We're getting closer to 15 minutes than to 10, but the first one will probably be a little longer with the intro that I gave you. I'll try to keep it a little more streamlined for the upcoming 11 sessions of mobility and strength through the end of this year. Next is and finally for today, is a figure 4 flow. Positions that we've already taken in our lower body. Let me show you quickly what we'll try to do, and then we'll do 10 rounds of this, as we have been doing with the other exercises. And by the way, my right foot here is facing the floor. I don't have my inner leg line face down. In terms of mobility, as where we'll try to go with this, that would be the better option, to have the foot pushing into the floor here. So listen to your body. This is, by design, the most challenging mobility-wise, movement-wise, and choreography-wise from anything we've done up to this point. So opt in or opt out. Let me show you first. So from this figure 4 position, you go up into a balance, squeezing buttocks, maybe a little bit of a posterior tilt. Then, sorry, lost my microphone. Then you go down as gracefully as you can. Bring your front leg into a seated pigeon pose, essentially. So hip flexion there, and then hip extension, right leg, as you walk your hands back. Maybe elbows come down for just a second there as you get a quadricep stretch for your right thigh. And that's the whole thing. So without further ado, 10 rounds of this. do fewer, do more, use the same pace I'm doing, or if you can maintain precision without getting sloppy in your movement, go faster if you'd like to. But here we go, 10 rounds. So up into a balance. I'm sort of in this, hey Stella, Streetcar Named Desire version of this balance here. Down, pigeon, leg down, quad stretch, 10. Up, down, back, 9. Up, down, back, up, 8. Seven. 6. There's 5. Up, down, left leg pigeon, leg down, quad stretch, 4. I think that's 4. Got the first C of my life in a math class, sorry. Down, up, down, back, 3. Up, down, whoops, pigeon, down, quad stretch, 2, up, down, pigeon, leg down, lean back, quad stretch, and then last one, up, down, whoops, pigeon, leaning back, quad stretch, and that's it. Let's do that the other side. Right leg in front, left leg behind. If you're unsure of the sequence here, just go back and look at how I did it the first time around. So here we go. Trying to keep this succinct here. So up, down, pigeon, down, left thigh stretch, 10. Up, down, pigeon, down, lean back, 10. Up, I'm sorry, 9. Down, told you I wasn't good at counting. Pigeon, down, lean back, 8. Up, down, pigeon, down, lean back, 7. Up, down, pigeon, down, left quad stretch. You can squeeze the buttock, feel it a little bit more. Reciprocal inhibition. 6. Up, down, pigeon right leg, down, quad stretch left leg, 6. Up, down, pigeon, down, quad stretch, 5. I won't talk for the next ones. Could be a good thing. Oops, although I just did talk. 4. 3. 2, last one. And you are done with this day 1, as I almost hold up 2 fingers, day 1 of my 12 days of mobility and strength for today. If you enjoyed this video, I invite you to like and subscribe. Somehow it helps the algorithm. And check out the description box for other ways you can get in touch with me and follow me online. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed this. Come back and visit us any time of year. It doesn't have to be the Christmas season, holiday season. And I hope you have a great day. I'll see you next time.